The night sky was calm, full of stars. Families were sitting in their homes, watching TV or scrolling their phones. Children were playing, and old people were drinking tea under the stars. It was just another normal night on Earth. Suddenly, strange lights appeared in the sky. At first, people thought it was a meteor shower. Phones came out. People started recording, laughing, and pointing. The lights looked beautiful, red, blue, and green, moving fast in different directions. But soon the beauty turned into horror. Without warning, huge explosions shook the ground. Tall buildings crashed down. Cars flew through the air. Within minutes, major cities were on fire. New York, Tokyo, London, all attacked at once. People screamed and ran. Sirens rang everywhere. But no one knew what was happening. The internet went dark. Power grids shut down. Satellites in space stopped responding. Earth had been hit, but by who? The answer came in a message broadcasted all over the world. The screen turned black, then a strange alien face appeared. It had cold eyes and gray skin. It spoke in a deep robotic voice. "We are the Zarak Empire. You are weak. You live in chaos. Now, you belong to us." Fear spread like fire. These were not just attackers. They had come to take control. Some countries tried to fight back with missiles and jets, but everything failed. The Zarak ships were fast, made of dark metal, and had energy shields. Nothing worked against them. In a United Nations meeting, world leaders gathered in a secret bunker. Their faces showed fear and confusion. Some wanted to surrender to save lives. Others wanted to keep fighting, even if it meant losing everything. But no one had a clear plan. Then, an old general stood up and said, "They think we are weak because we love peace. But peace is not weakness. We just never wanted war. But if they want war, they will get it." Outside, the world was falling apart. People hid in underground shelters. Cities were empty. The sky was filled with alien ships. The Zarak moved like hunters, catching humans, destroying everything, and building their own towers. They laughed at human weakness. They called Earth a soft planet. Their leader, a cruel alien named Overlord Threx, announced, "This world will become a supply base for the Empire. Your time as a free race is over." But deep under the Rocky Mountains in North America, far from the eyes of the Zarak, something was happening. In a hidden underground base, a small team was watching everything. This base was off the grid, built in secret many years ago. Inside, a woman in a black uniform stood in front of a screen, her eyes full of anger. Her name was Captain Rhea, and she was the leader of a secret program called Project Phoenix. She watched the news, her fists clenched. "They want to break us," she said quietly, "but they don't know what we're hiding." Around her, soldiers, scientists, and hackers worked in silence. They were the last hope. Project Phoenix was made for one purpose: to protect Earth if aliens ever attacked. No one believed it would ever be needed. Until now. Suddenly, a message came in from one of the last working satellites. It was short and full of static, but clear enough. "They've gone too far. Activate Project Phoenix." Rhea nodded. "Send out the call. We start tonight." At the same moment, in space, a Zarak scout ship flew over a quiet desert. The pilot, a young Zarak soldier, looked down and laughed. "These humans are too easy," he said. But then his screen turned red. A small drone, human-made, crashed into their ship. The ship exploded in midair. Back in the secret base, Captain Rhea watched the explosion on her screen. A small smile appeared on her face. "They think we're done," she whispered. "Let's show them what humans can really do." The screen zoomed out to show the Earth, half covered in alien ships. But in the shadows, small dots of resistance were lighting up. Something was coming, something the aliens didn't expect. Humanity was waking up, and it was angry. The first part of the war had begun, and this time, humans were not going to wait. They were going to strike back. The world outside the hidden base was still dark and quiet. Cities burned in the distance, and the air smelled of smoke and fear. But inside the underground bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, the atmosphere was different. It was full of energy and determination. Captain Rhea stood at the front of the room, her eyes sharp and focused. Around her were soldiers in black uniforms, scientists with computers, and hackers tapping furiously on their keyboards. This was Project Phoenix, humanity's secret weapon. For years, governments had kept this program hidden. They never believed aliens would really come. But now, their worst nightmare was real. Rhea knew the Zarak had powerful weapons and ships, but she also knew humans had something the aliens did not: courage, hope, and brains. "We can't fight them head-on," Rhea said, pointing to a large digital map of Earth. Red dots showed where the Zarak forces were strongest. "They have better weapons and bigger ships, but they made one mistake. They think we will run and hide. We won't. We will fight smart. We will hit them where it hurts." The room was silent for a moment, then a scientist named Dr. Malik spoke up. "Captain, we have a chance. We captured one Zarak device during a secret mission last night. It controls their communications. If we can use it, we might confuse their ships, maybe even stop their attacks." Rhea smiled. "Good work. But first, we must rescue Dr. Arya, one of our best scientists. The Zarak took her during the first attack. She knows our technology and could help them break our defenses if we lose her." A group of soldiers stood ready. They were the best fighters, trained for stealth and speed. Rhea looked at them. "This mission will be dangerous. The Zarak base is in the Sahara Desert. We have to get in and out quickly. No mistakes." The team nodded. Their faces were serious but brave. They knew what was at stake. Earth's future depended on them. As he die. The soldiers prepared their gear. Rhea returned to the command center. She checked satellite images and enemy patterns. The Zarak ships were heavily guarded, but she noticed something strange. There was a blind spot in their radar near the desert. This was their chance. At midnight, the team flew out in small, fast aircraft. The desert was cold and empty under the stars. The silence was only broken by the hum of engines. As they neared the alien base, the ground lit up with red and blue lights from Zarak guards. The soldiers moved quickly, hiding behind rocks and sand dunes. They used special cloaking devices to stay invisible. Inside the base, Dr. Arya was locked in a cage, guarded by two aliens. Her eyes lit up when she saw the humans. "Rhea sent you?" she whispered. One soldier smiled. "Yes, and we're getting you out." The rescue was not easy. Alarms rang, and the Zarak soldiers rushed to find the intruders. But the human team was ready. They used small EMP grenades to disable alien weapons and fought with silent hand-to-hand combat. Step by step, they made their way out. Outside, the team reached their aircraft just as Zarak reinforcements arrived. The pilots fired missiles and dodged laser beams. It was a race against time. Finally, they escaped into the night sky. Back at the base, Dr. Arya was safe. She immediately began working on the captured device, called the Z-Core. The device was unlike anything humans had seen. It was covered in strange symbols and glowing lights. "Once I understand this, we can block Zarak communication," Arya explained. "Without it, their ships will be blind and confused." Rhea nodded. "Good, because the Zarak are planning something big. We have to stop them before it's too late." Suddenly, an alarm sounded. The room shook. A new message appeared. On the screen, from the Zarak leader, Overlord Threx, "You will surrender, or your world will burn. We are coming with more ships. You cannot hide forever." Rhea's eyes burned with anger. "Let them come. We're ready." Outside the base, the sky was dark again. But this time the stars seemed to shine brighter. A new hope was born. Humanity was no longer a victim. They were fighters. And the battle for Earth was only beginning. The night was thick with tension. Captain Rhea and her team had no time to rest. The stolen Zarak device, the mysterious Z-Core, sat on the lab table, humming softly with an otherworldly glow. Dr. Arya studied it closely, her fingers tracing the strange symbols etched into its metal surface. This device controls the Zarak's communication network, she explained. If we can hack into it, we can disrupt their coordination. Their ships will be blind and confused. Rhea nodded, feeling a spark of hope for the first time since the invasion began. Do whatever you can, Doctor. This could turn the tide. Meanwhile, deep in the heart of the alien-occupied Africa, a Zarak base buzzed with activity. Alien soldiers marched in rigid formations, their armor shining under harsh lights. They believed the humans were defeated, weak, and disorganized. But tonight, they were about to learn how wrong they were. A squad of human soldiers led by Lieutenant Malik moved silently through the shadows. Clad in dark armor with advanced stealth technology, they slipped past alien patrols like ghosts. Their mission: strike fast, steal important data, and escape before the Zarak could react. Inside the HFY base, the humans found the control room, a high-tech chamber filled with glowing screens and alien devices. Malik's team worked quickly, planting small EMP charges and hacking into the system using the knowledge Dr. Arya had sent them. The soldiers fought quietly but fiercely, disabling security cameras and cutting power to sections of the base. Then, they found it, a control panel linked directly to the Zarak's communication system. Malik's fingers flew over the keypad, entering codes with steady precision. Suddenly, the screens flickered and strange symbols appeared. The human hackers had cracked the alien code. At that moment, alarms blared loudly through the base. The Zarak soldiers rushed toward the control room, their weapons ready. The human team braced themselves, firing with precision. Despite being outnumbered, their training and technology gave them an edge. Explosions shook the building as EMP grenades detonated, temporarily disabling alien weapons. Malik's squad grabbed the key data drive from the control panel and started moving out. Outside, their escape was no less dangerous. The desert air filled with laser fire as Zarak reinforcements arrived. The humans dodged and fired back, running toward their extraction point. Their pilot waited in a small, fast aircraft, engines roaring. With a burst of speed, they leapt into the sky, leaving the alien base behind in flames. Malik looked back, breathing hard. "We did it," he said. "We hit their communication. Now their ships will struggle to talk to each other." Back at the underground base, Rhea and her team analyzed the stolen data. What they found was worse than they expected. The Zarak were preparing to send reinforcements from deep space, massive fleets that could crush Earth's defenses in days. Rhea's mind raced. "We need to act fast," she said. "If the Zarak arrive in full force, this war will be over before it begins." Dr. Arya looked at the Z-Core. "There is something else," she whispered. "A secret message hidden in their network. It talks about the core seed, something buried deep under Earth's surface." "The Zarak want it badly," Rhea frowned. "What is it? And why?" Before Dr. Arya could answer, the lights flickered. The base's sensors picked up an incoming fleet, alien ships warping through space, heading straight for Earth. Rhea tightened, her grip on the table. The real battle is about to start. The Zarak had made a fatal mistake. They thought Earth was weak and would fall easily. But now, humans had struck back. With courage, brains, and heart, humanity was ready to fight for its home. The stolen data and the strange message about the core seed weighed heavily on Captain Rhea's mind. In the quiet command center, the glow from the screens cast long shadows on her face as she studied the alien symbols and decrypted transmissions. The Zarak had been hiding a secret that explained their sudden and brutal attack on Earth. Dr. Arya stepped forward, holding a holographic map of the planet's interior. "The core seed is an ancient power buried deep beneath Earth's crust," she explained softly. "Our scientists think it's the source of life and energy for this planet. The Zarak want it to fuel their empire. If they get it, they will become unstoppable." Rhea's eyes narrowed. "So this war isn't just about conquest, it's about control of something much bigger." "Yes," Arya said, "and the strange part is, only humans can activate the core seed. It's linked to our DNA, something we don't fully understand yet. The room fell silent. The soldiers and scientists exchanged worried looks. If the Zarak succeeded, Earth would be lost forever. But there was a flicker of hope. Humans had a secret power they didn't even know about. Just then, the base's alarm sounded loudly. The screens showed a fleet of Zarak warships warping into Earth's orbit. The ships were larger and more powerful than before. Their arrival meant that the next phase of the invasion was starting. Overlord Threx's voice echoed through the base's speakers, cold and full of hatred. Humans, surrender now, or your world will be destroyed. I, General Croth, will bring your civilization to its knees. Rhea clenched her fists. General Croth was the Zarak's fiercest warrior, known for crushing entire planets. His arrival meant the war was about to get much worse. Without wasting a second, Rhea called for an emergency meeting. She addressed her team with a fiery determination. We cannot let Croth take the core seed. We must protect it at all costs. We will send scouts to find where it is buried, and we need to prepare for his attack. A team of elite soldiers was assembled quickly. Their mission was dangerous: to find the core seed before the Zarak did and defend it with their lives. Meanwhile, across the globe, humans began to hear stories of resistance. People who refused to hide anymore. Villages fighting back. Workers sabotaging alien machines. Children using simple tools to confuse Zarak patrols. The spirit of humanity was rising everywhere, but General Croth was ruthless. As he landed on Earth with his elite guards, his first act was to destroy a small town that had resisted. Buildings crumbled and people fled in terror. Croth wanted to send a message, fear and pain to break the human will. But in the shadows, the resistance grew stronger. Captain Rhea and her team watched every move. Using the stolen Z-Core device, they sent false signals, confusing the Zarak forces. Enemy ships started attacking each other by mistake. Chaos spread among the invaders. One night, Rhea received a secret report from her scouts. "We found something," a voice said over the comms. "A deep cave system under the Himalayas. Strange. Energy readings. It could be the core seed." Rhea's heart pounded. "Prepare for extraction. This could change everything." But the Zarak were already moving. General Croth sent his fastest forces toward the mountains. A deadly race had begun. A race for the future of Earth. As the humans moved closer to the core seed, strange things started to happen. People near the caves reported strange lights and feelings of power. Some soldiers felt stronger, faster. It was as if the core seed was awakening. In a quiet moment, Rhea stood before her team. They thought peace made us weak, but peace kept us strong, ready to protect what matters most. Now it's time to show the Zarak the true power of humanity. The war was no longer just about survival. It was about awakening an ancient power and reclaiming Earth's future. The battle lines were drawn. The fate of the world would be decided in the coming days. The cold wind swept across the rocky slopes of the Himalayas, carrying with it the scent of snow and mystery. Captain Rhea and her elite team moved carefully through the shadowed caves, their boots crunching softly on the frozen ground. The air inside the mountain was thick and heavy, humming with an energy that no one could explain. It was here, deep beneath the Earth's surface, that the core seed awaited, a source of power so ancient that it had shaped life itself. Rhea paused, her breath forming small clouds in the cold air. "Stay alert," she whispered. "We don't know what guards this place." The team followed, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. Strange symbols lined the walls, patterns unlike any human language. Dr. Arya stepped forward, running her fingers over the glowing markings. "This is older than any civilization we know," she said. "It's alive, in a way. The core seed is more than just energy. It's a force of creation." Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath their feet. The walls pulsed with light, as if responding to their presence. Rhea's hand went to her weapon, but the cave's voice was quiet, almost welcoming. At the cave's heart lay a crystalline structure, glowing with a soft blue light. It pulsed like a heartbeat, sending waves of warmth through the cold air. The core seed. Rhea stepped closer, feeling its power. She reached out, but before her fingers touched it, the ground shook violently. From the shadows emerged General Croth and his Zarak warriors, their eyes burning with fury. "You are too late, humans," Croth growled. "This power will belong to the Zarak Empire. Surrender now or be destroyed." The team raised their weapons, ready for the fight of their lives. But something strange happened. The core seed's light flared, and a pulse of energy swept through the cave. Croth's warriors staggered, their weapons faltering. Rhea felt a surge of strength, as if the core seed was sharing its power. "We're not weak," she said, voice steady. "We are the protectors of this world." The battle that followed was fierce and desperate. The cave echoed with the clash of alien, technology and human courage. The Zarak fought hard, but the humans had something more: hope and the mysterious energy of the core seed. Rhea fought side by side with her soldiers, pushing Croth back step by step. Dr. Arya worked quickly, activating a device to harness the core seed's energy and send a signal to the rest of Earth's forces. Outside the cave, the alien fleet hovered, waiting to strike. But suddenly their ships lost power one by one. The signal from the core seed was disrupting their technology, turning their weapons useless. General Croth roared in frustration, "No, this cannot be!" With one final push, Rhea and her team forced Croth to retreat. The cave trembled once more, and the core seed's light grew brighter, filling the entire cavern. Breathing heavily, Rhea looked around at her team. "We've done it," she said. "The core seed is ours. Now we can fight back." But even as they celebrated, Rhea knew the war was far from over. The Zarak Empire would not give up easily. They would return, stronger and more dangerous. Still, humanity had found its strength. The power of the core seed was a new hope, a light in the darkness, and with that light, Earth's defenders would rise like never before. The world outside, the cave was changing. News of the core seed's activation spread like wildfire through the hidden human networks. For the first time since the invasion began, hope sparked in hearts everywhere. In underground shelters, in ruined cities, and even among scattered survivors in forests and deserts, people whispered stories of a power awakening beneath the earth, a power that could turn the tide against the Zarak Empire. Captain Rhea stood once again in the command center of the underground base, now buzzing with renewed energy and activity. Screens displayed battle maps, alien fleet movements, and reports from resistance fighters worldwide. The stolen data, combined with the core seed's power, was transforming Earth's defense capabilities. Dr. Arya worked tirelessly with her team, decoding how to channel the core seed's energy into weapons and shields. "We can enhance our technology beyond anything the Zarak have seen," she explained. "Our drones, vehicles, even soldiers can be strengthened." Rhea listened, her mind racing. "We need to strike back hard before the Zarak rebuild their forces." But the Zarak were not idle. Overlord Threx, furious at the loss of the core seed, summoned his war council aboard their massive flagship orbiting Earth. The room was dark and cold, lit only by the flickering holograms of battle plans. "We must crush this resistance before it spreads," Threx growled. "The humans' hope is their weakness. We will destroy it." General Croth stepped forward, his armored form casting a shadow over the council. "I volunteer to lead the assault on Earth's surface. We will hunt their leaders, destroy their bases, and reclaim the core seed." Threx nodded. "You will have the full power of the fleet. Leave nothing standing." As the Zarak fleet prepared to descend, Rhea and her team made their plans. Their strategy was bold: hit the enemy where they least expected it. Using the new energy weapons powered by the core seed, they would launch surprise attacks on Zarak supply ships and communication hubs. The first mission was dangerous. A squad of specially trained pilots flew into the dark skies aboard fast, sleek fighters enhanced with core seed technology. Their goal: sabotage the main Zarak fuel depot in the Arctic Circle. The battle was fierce. Zarak ships swarmed the skies, firing deadly lasers, but the human pilots, with their new weapons and shields, darted through enemy fire with skill and courage. Explosions lit the cold night as the fuel depot ignited, sending flames and smoke into the sky. Back at the base, Rhea received live reports from the pilots. "We hit them hard," said one voice over the radio, "but they're regrouping fast." "Then we keep hitting them," Rhea said firmly. "This is just the beginning." Meanwhile, on the ground, resistance cells coordinated attacks on Zarak patrols. With new energy shields and weapons, they were no longer easy targets. The aliens were confused and frustrated by the sudden strength of humanity. But the Zarak were clever. They sent spies disguised as humans into the resistance ranks. Trust became a dangerous game. Rhea had to watch every step, knowing the enemy could be anywhere. One night, as Rhea reviewed mission plans, a warning flashed on her screen. A spy had been discovered near the base. The traitor had been sending information to the Zarak, threatening to destroy everything they had built. Rhea's heart pounded. "Find them! Now!" The search was tense and quick. The traitor turned out to be someone no one expected, a trusted communications officer who had been captured and forced to betray them. Rhea made a difficult choice. "We have to keep moving forward, but we can't forget the cost." As the war raged on, humanity's spirit grew stronger. The core seed's power was more than energy. It was a symbol, a promise that Earth would not fall. And as the Zarak fleet prepared for their final assault, Captain Rhea knew one thing for sure: the battle for Earth was far from over. The night sky burned with the glow of thousands of warships as the Zarak fleet descended toward Earth. Captain Rhea stood on the command platform of the underground base, her eyes fixed on the digital battle map that showed the approaching enemy forces. The core seed's power pulsed steadily beneath the surface, a hidden source of hope and strength. But the final battle was about to test humanity's courage and resolve like never before. Outside, cities lay in ruins, silent witnesses to the war that had ravaged the planet. The resistance fighters, armed with new energy weapons and shields powered by the core seed, prepared for the fight that could decide the fate of the world. Rhea's voice was steady as she addressed her team. "This is it. The Zarak believe. They will crush us, but they don't understand what it means to fight for home, for family, for the future of humanity. We fight not because we are the strongest, but because we will never give up." The enemy ships broke through the atmosphere in a storm of light and sound. Lasers streaked across the sky, hitting defense turrets and burning fields below. The battle was fierce and chaotic. Human pilots soared in their core seed-enhanced fighters, dodging blasts and firing back with precision. Ground troops moved swiftly, using new shields to block alien weapons as they struck at enemy outposts. Rhea coordinated every move, her calm presence a beacon amid the chaos. The Zarak unleashed their deadliest weapon, massive energy cannons capable of wiping out entire cities. But thanks to Dr. Arya's research, the humans had developed shield generators powered by the core seed, absorbing the blasts and protecting vital areas. Amid the fighting, General Croth led a brutal assault aimed directly at the core seed's location deep within the Himalayas. His forces pushed hard, destroying anything in their path. Rhea knew the core seed had to be defended at all costs. In a desperate move, Rhea led a squad of elite soldiers to intercept Croth's forces. The clash was brutal. Metal and energy collided in a deadly dance. Croth fought fiercely, but Rhea's team was fueled by something more than weapons. They fought with the strength of their home and the light of the core seed. During the fight, Rhea faced Croth in a fierce one-on-one battle. Their weapons clashed, sparks flying in the dim light of the mountains. Croth was powerful and relentless, but Rhea's determination never wavered. "Why do you fight?" Croth sneered. "Because Earth is my home," Rhea replied, blocking his attack. "And we will never give up." With a final surge, Rhea struck Croth's weapon aside and forced him to retreat. The battle was won, but the war was not over. As the enemy fleet began to fall back, weakened and confused by the core seed's power, Rhea sent a message to every human outpost. This is our planet. We have shown we are strong, united, and unbreakable. The Zarak may return, but we will be ready. Together, we will rebuild and protect our world. The stars above seemed to shine brighter that night, as if celebrating the dawn of a new era for humanity. Though scars of war remained, the spirit of Earth's defenders burned stronger than ever. The core seed was no longer just a source of power. It was a symbol of hope, courage, and the unbreakable bond between humans and their home. Captain Rhea stood tall, knowing that the battle had changed everything. Peace would be hard won, but humanity had proven one truth. They were not weak. They were fighters, and they would never stop fighting. The end.